Okay, tenses mainly deal with time. Okay, so we'll discuss. So as I discussed in the previous classes, tenses deals with time, present, and past, and future is an extension of present. When we talk about time and tense, we should remember that time is a universal concept. We recognize three divisions of time: past, present, and future. The term tense is only a grammatical name given to the verb forms of a particular language and is not related to time. So this is just for grammatical purpose. We have given the time, we have given the name tense, and it has no relation to time as such. In the English language, we say there are only two tenses, past and present. There is no future tense. It simply means that the verb in English has a separate inflectional form for present tense and past tense, and there is no uniquely identifiable inflectional form for future tense. Because many a times we use the present forms only to denote future. For example, uh, instead of saying I am go talking whenever I'm referring to future tense, I can say I will go to Delhi tomorrow. So here I have not used any different forms. By using the simple form, simple tense form, present tense forms only, I'm denoting a future tense. I will go. Okay. Whereas when you say it in past tense, how do you say? You say I went to Delhi few weeks ago. You say, or in present tense, you will say I am going to Delhi. So future forms, you don't have any such modifications in verbs. It will be go only. I will go. In the whereas in present and past you have different forms. In present forms it is go. In past tense it becomes went. Whereas in future it is go only, but you use other words to denote future. You are using will, or you can even use may also. In the English language, we say there are only two that is done. However, when we study English grammar, we make it a point to study the relationship between time and tense, forms of the verb in a sentence. We also need to understand what the other phrases in a sentence are doing. In addition to using a verb form to indicate the tense, we also include a time adverbial to indicate time of an action or event. For example, we often say that I go to movies on Sundays. I don't eat eggs on Monday. I'm going to college now. I've been working in this college since 2012, etc. In these sentences, the expressions on Sundays, on Monday, now, since 2012 are expressions of time which are used to let the reader know when the actions are performed. The time adverbial. So this is what is meant by time adverbial. What do you mean by time adverbial? Any words that describes a verb is adverb. This further strengthens the meaning conveyed by the tense forms. The words go, eat, working, going are verbs expressing actions. In this way, we tend to express the time of our actions using a form of verb and time adverbial. In this relationship between time and the form of the verbs used in a sentence is what has been presented in this lesson. In real life situations, when we talk about an event or action, we refer to the time of an action which is conveyed by the system of tense, which may be past or present. We also express whether the action is completed or in progress at the time of utterance. This meaning is expressed by the system of aspect, which may be progressive or perfective. Aspect of the verb refers to the manner in which the action denoted by the verb is viewed or experienced. In English, the action of the verb can be simple, progressive, and perfective. So these are forms of tenses: simple form, progressive form, or continuous form, perfect forms, and perfect progressive forms. Note the following points. Tense is a grammatical term for inflections or different forms of the verb. A verb in English has the following five forms. Base infinitive form. Infinitive means what? This is the base form. Usually at times we use to plus the basic form. Simple present form, go in plural, goes in singular. Then past tense form, went, past participle, gone, present participle form, going. See, here it may be a bit confusing, whereas in my previous video on tenses I have elaborated clearly. Okay, you can watch that also for better understanding. Of the five forms, the base form go, past participle form gone, and present participle form going are called non-finite forms. The English tenses denote any of the following three things in a sentence: tell when the action happens, tell the when the action has happened, then tell when it is going to be happening. Based on the forms of the verb, we can group tenses under two heads: finite forms and non-finite forms. The simple present tense and the simple past tense are called finite tenses, and continuous present and past and perfect present and tenses are called non-finite. So one thing you remember, Simple present and simple past are finite. Rest of them are all infinite. Finite tenses. Of the 5 verb forms, the simple present forms of the verb go, goes, and the simple past form of the verb went are called finite forms. Finite means they are limited by tense and number. For example, you can use the verb form go only to express a plural subject in simple present tense. Similarly, the verb form goes can be used to express a singular subject in the simple present tense only. Look at the examples. We love sweets, ice creams, or singing songs. This is in plural. You should understand, you should focus on this. This is the verb. So in tenses, where the main focus is on verbs only. You like dancing, or you like going to yoga, you like swimming, plural. They go trekking, surfing, go karting, plural. Children sleep a lot, drink juice, children eat ice creams, children eat chocolates. Again, these are plural. See, look at the verb forms here. The verb forms are singular in number. And look at here. See, here, plural subject, plural verb. Okay, we, you, they, children are all plural. Here, these are all singular. And look at the verb forms. It is S. Though it appears plural, it is used in singular form. Ramesh walks to college every day. It's not Ramesh walk to college every day. It's walks. The form is just plural. That's it. Whereas it appears to, it is used as singular verb only. He loves working out in a gymnasium. She loves watching movies. Then it wakes up early in the morning. So singular pronoun. These are all referred to these. He, she, it are all pronouns. Ramesh is singular noun. The simple past forms like went, ate, sleep, walked are always used in the simple past to indicate past time. Look at the examples. I ate idlis in the morning. We went to bed late in the night. They danced for joy the whole night. My students took part in a 10-kilometer marathon race yesterday. The police recovered all the stolen ornaments from the thief last week. It rained very heavily last evening. The sentences given above are examples of simple present tense and simple past tense contain only one verb, which is why they're called simple tenses. This is very much important. Simple past tense contain only one verb. That is why it is called simple tense. Unlike the non-finite tenses, which we use a helping verb along with the non-finite verb forms like present continuous and present perfect forms. You see, in simple terms, simple past tense only one verb means what? Here, look at this example. I ate idlis in the morning. Okay. Here, how many verbs are there? I ate idlis in the morning. Why it is called finite? There is only one verb, ate. Okay. Whereas in non-finite forms, for example, I am eating idlis. There are two verbs here. Am is an helping verb. Eating is a main verb. So there are multiple verbs. I am eating. That becomes present continuous. So only in simple present forms and simple past tense forms it is called finite. Non-finite tenses, progressive or perfect aspects or tenses. When we use a non-finite forms, we always use a helping verb along with them. That is why they are called compound tenses. Look at the compound tenses and the verb phrases. My friends have gone to a movie. See, here you have plural because see, have is one verb, gone is another verb. And again, in my another video related to tenses and verbs, I have talked about auxiliary verbs or helping verbs and main verbs. Present perfect tense, it's plural. Some children have gone to watch IPL match. Children is also plural present perfect tense. Mary has gone to the church. It's singular. Her daughter has gone to a dance class. So in each of the underlined verb phrases given above, there are two verbs or verb forms which have used the past participle form has or have or singular or plural as a helping verb along with the past participle form of the main verb or the lexical verb. Such verb phrases are said to indicate the perfective aspect or the perfective tenses. Uses of present perfect tenses. There are three main uses or meanings of the present perfect tenses. A state continuing from the past up to the present time. For example, how long has he been ill? The road has been closed. Events in a period leading up to the present time. The life insurance mediclaim policy has been designed to make life easy. The university has revealed plans to make massive changes in the structuring of some departments. Have you seen Suresh? This use of the present perfect forms implies that the time leads up to the present time. The event is recent and that the result of the action is still present. Please note, not all of the three necessarily apply in every case. In American English, the simple past is often used instead of present perfect, especially with such adverbials as just, yet, already, and recently. For example, American, and so there are various forms of English: British English, American English, and even Englishes from the Commonwealth regions. I just arrived, he did not do it yet. In British English, you say, I have just arrived, he hasn't done it yet. See, one difference that you can find in Indian context is CAT. CAT exams mainly focus on British English, and whereas your GMAT mainly focuses on American English. The important thing to remember about the use of present perfect is that the speaker or writer is focusing on now. Using adverbs and prepositions with the present perfect. Certain adverbs and prepositions are commonly used with the present perfect. This includes since, up to, so far. The Kaveri Water Tribunal has been in force since 1950. So the usage of since is only when the focus is on the starting point, you use since. You don't mention to there. If you want to mention the ending point, you use from. There has been no proof up to now that nitrates in drinking water do you any harm, except in few rare cases. The only response the authorities have produced so far is a statement that there is no need for people on a public water supply to buy water filters. So remember the following. Ever is commonly used with present perfect, but it is never used with the past simple. It means at any time. Ever is used only in questions or negative statements. It can't be used with a positive statement. Have you ever been to Thailand? I don't think I have ever seen her looking so upset before. Never is commonly used with the present perfect, but it can also be used with simple past. I had never been to Australia. I never liked going to cinema on my own when I was a teenager. For can be used with either the present perfect or the past simple. For the past few years, a new approach has been adopted by conservationists. Peter lived in Mumbai for 5 years before he moved to Kolkata. For or since. For and since sometimes cause problems for user. For can be used with either the past simple or one of the present forms, but since can be used only with one of the perfect forms. For means during or for a period of time. She lived in Allahabad for 13 years. We have been here for 18 months. For decades, some proportion of nitrate fertilizers used on cereal crops to increase fields has been washed into soil by rain. Since means from a point in the time in the past. For example, they have lived in Bangalore since 1986. Since, as I told you, the focus is on starting point. And other usage of since is you denote the reason. You use it in the place of because. I am writing a short story. These are all present continuous or progressive. Continuous or progressive both mean the same. You are watching a TV serial. Means what is happening at the present moment. Joseph is playing tennis outside. In the underlined verb phrases used in the sentence given above, there is a be form of the verb am, is, are used as a helping verb along with the present participle form of the main verb or the lexical verb. The structure is said to be in the present continuous tense or the present progressive aspect. Instead of am, is, are, if we use was and were, such sentences are said to be in past continuous tense. Okay, when he entered the classroom, the students had already left. So all these are examples of past perfect tense. In the sentences given above, there is a sentence in the simple past and another in the past perfect. Past perfect is used to express past in the past. In these sentences, the sentence in the past perfect expresses an earlier action. At this time yesterday, I was going to Mysore by train. So all these are examples of past continuous tense. We use the past progressive tense to refer to an action that was happening at a given moment in the past. In each of these sentences, please note a time expression or sentence in the simple past which fixes the time of the action expressed in the past continuous tense. When we combine the progressive and perfective aspect, we get the following tenses: present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous forms. So these are the patterns. The present perfect continuous is made up of has or have or been plus past present participle, have been working, have been painting. The past perfect continuous is made up of had been plus present participle. Had is often contracted to D. For example, I had been doing, she had been running. The present perfect continuous is used when we want to refer to events, habits, or states in a time before a particular time in the past, and we when want to stress the duration. For this reason, we often include a time expression with for or since. Look at these examples. So based on this, you are supposed to do the following exercises. So till here, I will stop at this. See, it appears to be a bit complicated since it is in theoretical form. In the videos related to verbs and tenses of my other video, which is already uploaded, if you watch, everything will be clear cut. After watching that video, you watch this video and try to solve these exercises. So this one related to future tense, I will do it in the next class. So now till here, it's all about forms of present tense and forms of past tense. Before reading it, going through it, and before solving these exercises, I want you people to watch my previous video on verbs and tenses. Only then you will have better clarity. Got it?